If women are at the negotiation table, peace lasts longer. If women are at the head of the organization, they are 3 times more likely to be successful than the S&P 500 average. The data is overwhelmingly positive in terms of getting women at the decision-making table. We need to ensure that women are a part of the candidate pool. Period, end of story. Women are out there, very, very qualified women, but they don't have the access and the privilege to get in the room in the first place.
How do you assure access for women in terms of getting into the boardroom? And what do you mean when you talk about privilege?
In certain circumstances, I have the most privilege in the room. In other circumstances, I don't. As an example, I'm a business person and I work at Google. Business people are not the most privileged at Google. The engineers are the most privileged at Google. So privilege creates access to the table, access in general, and access is power.
Let me leverage that, if I could, and look at it from the perspective of a young entrepreneur, female entrepreneur, whether she is a CEO or in the executive suite of whether it's a startup or an emerging growth company. How do they assure their success in the business world?
From my perspective, women supporting other women is just crucial. You know, the initiative that you all have at Dentons with the Women in Tech, I think is a great example of women helping other women, just having conversations about it, getting in the room, having access to where those conversations are happening. And right now, 2.2% of venture capitalist funds go to women. That's just an embarrassment. Women need to be equitably represented where corporate, industry, and policy decisions are made, or the world will continue to suffer. So yes, venture capital, yes, institutional investors, yes, the Oval Office, yes, all of the co-equal branches of government.
Not just boardrooms and not just in the executive suite, but in the venture capital community, it's incumbent upon all of us to have women around those tables.
Around every table. Around every table. And it's very important to have a diversity of thought. And I'm not talking about that one token woman. So 50% of the Russell 3000 have one token woman or no women at all. That is a travesty.
Why don't you talk a little more about Justin Trudeau and how this got started?
Canada was the president of the G7 in 2018, and Justin Trudeau really wanted a focus to be gender equality in his G7 presidency. And as part of that, the 2X initiative with the G7 DFIs came to be. And the DFIs have committed, in all the G7 countries, have committed $3 billion after 1 year to women-led and women-supported and women-funded organizations. And this is in emerging countries. The data overwhelmingly suggests that when women are involved in the conversation, the world just is a better place. It's not just the right thing to do, it's good for business. The McKinsey report says if we focus on gender equality by 2025, the GDP globally could grow by $12 trillion with a T. So it is the right thing to do, and it is the right thing to do for all of our pocketbooks.